And I swear we could get these notes in 10 minutes so you can spend the rest of your class time working on that worksheet from yesterday. Because Lord knows you need time. That's what you need, is time to work on the things. I gave you 12.4 and 12.5 notes. I'm holding Will's 12.5 notes in my hand right now. We are not doing the 12.5 notes today. But I wanted to go ahead and give them to Will because not really Will. He didn't do his 12.2, 12.3 worksheet. But Stagner's done most of her 12.2, 12.3 worksheets. Maybe she wants to go ahead, so she's got the lateral and tertiary worksheet about done. Maybe she wants to go ahead and practice the volume. She could go ahead and do the 12.4, 12.5 worksheet since I'm putting it in her hands now. When are all the chapter 12 things due? Friday, because the test is on Friday. I love the mumbled one. That was good. You're welcome. So we're not doing 12.5 notes today, but I'm going ahead and giving it to you because the worksheet for 12.4 and 12.5 is on the back. The worksheet for volume is on the back. Okay, let's look at our bell ringer. It is a fun one, let me tell you. What was yesterday's bell ringer about?
Factoring.
What's tomorrow's bell ringer about? Okay, so what were you probably supposed to do on this bell ringer? You probably weren't supposed to factor. So I need two things that add to give me 2 and multiply to give me a negative 15. It helps when people are good at factoring, let me tell you. So 5 and negative 3, 5 and negative 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. She is correct. So I have x plus 5 and x minus 3. What stinks for Danielle is she hears my jokes twice in one day, so she's going to have to hear that same joke that I told this morning. How do I know, it's not really a joke, how do I know in this problem that I'm supposed to keep going? I'm not just supposed to factor, I'm supposed to solve. It says the word solutions. Solutions implies you need to solve me. So I need to set them each equal to 0. I'll have x plus 5 equal to 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. So I get x equals what number for that one, and x equals what number for this one. And then I'm super duper annoyed because we did all that, and negative 5, positive 3, those are none of the answer choices. I have to do more? That's awful in math class to expect me to do math. Good grief. We got to decide which one's A and which one's B. Is negative 5A or is negative 5B? We have to plug it in C. So we need to know, is negative 5 less than 3 or is 3 less than negative 5? Which of those statements is true? Negative 5 is less than 3. So that means negative 5 is A, 3 is B. So that one's A, that one's B. Now what do they want us to do? Okay, so 4A minus 3B is going to be 4 times negative 5 minus 3 times 3. What is my final answer? Which is what letter choice? A. But if we're being really honest, and I have taught you, I ought to give you a test on how to guess, but I've taught you how to guess on a standardized test. Which answer choice would Miss Compton have guessed? I would have guessed negative 1. Because I saw the negative 1 and 1 repeating. I saw there were a lot of negatives. I would have gone with negative 1. If I'm going to guess, I'm going to make it a good one. Sadly, it's not a good one for this example, but hey, if we're going to guess, might as well have a strategy to it. Are there any questions about this volume? Again, I'm telling you the good news for today is you're like, oh my God, Miss Compton, there can't be more formulas. The good news is I swear you've stared at other formulas so much that these formulas will seem easy.
Yeah, these look easy.
They are. Juliana, when we finish with our life, will you fix the Y on Friday? It looks like Frida. Do by Frida.
Frida?
Okay, are there any questions about that bell ringer? It has nothing to do with area or volume. It's terribly annoying. Terribly, terribly annoying. Oh, and the good news is, for those who are thinking really far ahead, and I mean super far ahead, like final exam far ahead, you would be still handed my little yellow cards. Where did I put them? There we go. You would still be given this on the final exam. I'm still going to offer these in case there are any of those that you need it for. Okay, I am stinking today, and I'm going straight for the punch. What formula do I see for volume of a prism? It is a P and an H. Thank you. That was quite a lovely suggestion there. Be really specific again. What is the B for?
Oh yeah, I totally knew that.
It's the area of the base. And then remind me what the H is for. Be specific. I'm going to put, because I'm out of room, number connecting two bases. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so what happened is if you've tuned me out on number 1, you would pick the wrong height. What number would you pick? You'd pick 12, and that's not right. You got to pick the number connecting the two bases. Okay, so what? Number connecting two bases. It's real ugly today. I need to. That's better. Okay, so here's my formula. What number should I plug in for the height?
25.
Because that is the number connecting my two bases. You are correct. My height is 25. Are there any questions about why my height is 25? And then we've got to find the B for base. We've got to find the area of the base. What is our base shape? It's a triangle, so we need to find the area of the triangle. What's the formula for the area of a triangle? I've got to stop writing with that. What is my base? What is the height of my triangle? So 1/2 10 times 12, so half of 120. Whoa, 60. Are there any questions about how I got the 60? So I found the area of my base, and I need to plug that number in. So the volume of my prism is 60 times 25. I need to know that final number. And it's centimeters, but with volume we're cubed. Area we're squared, volume we're cubed. If you're afraid you're going to mess up the units, don't put the units for me to get mad at you. Are there any questions about A? Okay, then let's move on to B. Still using that same formula. This one is a little harder there. Let's first focus on what is the base shape. What is the base shape of this prism? It is. I see the two triangles in the front and the back. It's a little harder to see than on our last one. So then the height is the number connecting those two bases. So what is my height? And the number connecting my two triangles is 15. The height is the number connecting the two bases, so my height has to be 15. Are there any questions about why my height is 15? And then again, remind me, what base shape do I have? So I need the area of that base, so 1/2 base times height. But this one requires a little effort from us, because the height we see is 18, but on the base they put an A. They put an A. How mean of them. So we're going to need to solve that right triangle and figure out what number actually needs to go on that base instead of an A. Creature of habit, I'm going to put an X there instead of an A. What can we use to solve that right triangle? We can use the Pythagorean theorem. We can. 18 squared is 376? 324. I knew I couldn't do math today. Plus x squared equals, I know that's 900. I subtract 324 from both sides. I get x squared equals 576. I believe that's correct. And then if I take the square root, I end up getting x equals something. 24. But you know, secretly I'm mad at you. Why am I mad at you as always when it comes to right triangles? It's a you gotta stop stealing all my punchlines. Still, it's a triple. So we used the Pythagorean theorem, and we didn't have to, people. It was a triple. What number goes into 18 and 30? 6 does. So what's 30 divided by 6? 5. What's 18 divided by 6? 3. So really this was a 3, 4, 5. 4 times 6 is 24. So I could have figured out it's a 3, 4, 5. I know. How dare you for the bajillionth time not accept that I'm going to put triples everywhere in your life. But if you don't know your triples, then just use the Pythagorean theorem. There's nothing wrong with that. It just takes a little while longer. Okay, so let's back up because so many things to do. We found the height. We were trying to find the area of our base. But we ended up having to solve for one of the sides of the triangle. Now we finally get to calculate the area of our base. I need to know 1/2 times 24 times 18. 216, ma'am? Okay, so finally we have the area of that triangle. We get to plug that in. So we need to know 216 times 15. Use your words and tell me why you're lost. So let me say all my words again then.
No, it's not. It's
No.
not just this. I don't understand any of it.
You know what I'm going to say to you. Where have I seen your face at 0 period?
Every time I move myself.
I know. I have so much to do.
I know, it's awful. Okay, let's say the things again though just to amuse me. We found the height. It was the number connecting the two bases. That part was easy. Savannah's got that. For the base, she's got to find the area of that triangle. She shows me her work. Even if she makes a mistake solving for that missing piece, if Savannah has all of her work on her paper, she shows me that she's trying to solve. So she gets the wrong numbers. I can pity her if she shows me her work and her trying to find the area of the base, her trying to plug things in the right way, her trying. But if she just writes down numbers out of thin air, like some people did on that quiz, and some people still did on that Chapter 11 test, then it's kind of hard to feel sorry for you. Agreed? Okay.
Agreed.
You're going to be really happy about this. What's the cylinder formula?
I radius squares.
Well, then this one's going to be as easy as it gets. No one help her. What's the look at the first one. What's the radius?
1.8.
What's the height?
1.8.
Man, she's going to love finding the volume of cylinders then. The radius was 1.8 of my circle. The height of my circle was also 1.8. So I need to type in my calculator pi 1.8 squared times 1.8. If Savannah has all of this and somehow mistypes this last thing in her calculator, how can I possibly be mad at her? Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Are there any questions about this one? No. Then somebody please end my misery and help me with the next one. Pi r squared h. What is it?
Okay. Pi and then parentheses h close parentheses squared and pi.
Yeah, and what'd you get for your final answer?
I don't know.
Okay, but you got all that? You're at a 99 right now. Just typing in the decimal gets you to the 100. Say it again. Numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Point. Okay. Savannah's been mad at the area and volume formulas for a while. I mean, the lateral and surface area formulas for a while. But let's be honest, we all really like the volume ones. They're a whole lot easier, especially on the cylinders, because we don't even have to solve a triangle. Woohoo! Are there any questions about these? Then I swear Sierra has enough work to punch somebody, because I keep on piling it on like a grades person. Tomorrow, the